Hello, everyone. My guest today is Javi Fondevila. He was born and raised in Barcelona, Spain, has been creating his own ventures over the last 13 years. At the age of 20, he founded a retail company and raised up to 100 employees in 14 stores across Spain. Later, he co-founded Holded, a business operating system for small businesses to manage sales, finance, operations, and HR in one single beautiful platform. Javi, you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So this is great. So it sounds like you're serving small business owners. Help us understand, is Holded a pure play SaaS company?
It is until today, yeah.
Okay, what's happening today?
Well, actually, as you know, there's a big trend of SaaS companies moving beyond being only a software and entering into other type of services. In our product, actually, there's a lot of things happening around financial services. So we're about to deploy our first, let's say, services around this, which is Holded Payments, together with Stripe, payment initiation, to start offering this type of services to our customers.
And do you see this being a meaningful revenue stream for you? In other words, over the past 12 months, how much transaction volume have small businesses put through Holded?
So in 2019, we had a GMV of almost 4 billion euros.
And help us understand how that
So,
works for people that don't use the tool. How does a business owner use you?
so the basic use case is it's this type of small businesses normally they tend to digitalize the financial management, and also invoicing and accounting. So this is the base use case that we're covering, and this is where we have 60 to 70% of the features. But then from there, we help them to digitalize other areas of the business that normally will keep on a spreadsheet or on paper, or these people doesn't really have a manager on HR, so nobody's thinking on buying a dedicated HR tool.
That's right. So you're helping them with invoicing, accounting, managing their team, project management, inventory management, and even CRM.
Yeah, somehow everything is connected now, so we're not pretending to be Salesforce. We're just giving you the right features to our customers to be able to track sales, and not without really going to a dedicated CRM that is actually something they don't really need.
And Javi, what do customers pay you on average per month today?
Today is around 40 euros per month.
Okay. And when did you launch the company? What year?
Back in 2016, we started with Hold It, and we launched the first version on January 2017. So we've been a little bit more than 3 years and a half in the market.
And who is we? What are your co-founders?
So my co-founder Bernat, so I met him on Facebook, and he has an engineer background. Well, I mean, he's been coding since he was 7 years old, and we had a match on social media about like we were wanting to develop a really similar project, and we were like really complementary profiles. So we met, and we started with Hold It.
Do you guys split the equity 50-50?
Yeah.
Wow, very fair. Are you guys, Javi, the only ones on your cap table today, or have you raised outside capital?
No, we've actually raised 3 rounds until today. So we have a group of business angels that basically helped us on starting with the project, and then we onboarded already 2 VCs.
How much total have you raised?
7 million euros to date.
Oh, okay, 7 million to date. And walk me through sort of how you got your first. So you find your co-founder on Facebook. You guys launch your MVP in 2017. How did you get your first 100 customers?
Well, we've used online channels, no? So since the very beginning, we wanted to build an evolution of the year. Mandatory things is to make the whole process of purchasing and implementation self-service. So we needed to actually acquire customers that were already online. So we started using mostly Google search and social ads. And we've been scaling the paid ads channel until today. That's still our number one channel.
How much did you spend last month on ads?
Around 250K.
And how many new customers, like how much new monthly recurring revenue do you get from that spend?
Almost 20K net new MRR.
That's great. Those economics work nicely.
Yeah, actually, we've been playing around a lot. During the last 9 months, we've created the growth team, which until last year we were super focused only on product development. So most of our team was engineers and customer success to understand the customer feedback. Since summer 2019, we started to think about, hey, we need to become also professional on user acquisition, no? And so we've built our growth team. We made really good hires here, and we've done really good projects behind to be like more efficient into our acquisition machine.
So, what would you say your average CAC is to get a new $47 a month customer?
So now it's around 300 euros.
Okay, so call it 370 US dollars, something like that. And besides paid ads, are there any other paid channels you're testing, like dedicated emails or branded content, sponsorships, anything like that?
Well, there's multiple projects going on now, but I can say that today we're living out of the paid ads channel and the word of mouth slash virality, which represents 40% of our acquisition. No,
How do you measure that?
so because we ask customers, how did you met us? Because the attribution is really hard. No, so we have multiple attribution systems, but in the end, what we rely is on what our customers are telling us.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And so this is how you got your first. I mean, you knew early on that it was going to be paid ads. So that's how you got your first 100 customers, used online channels. How many customers are you serving now today, 3 years after launch?
Almost 9,000.
Okay, 9,000. And where do you think you'll experiment in the future? I mean, how do you go from 9,000 customers to 20,000 customers?
Well, I think so. In our case, we're going to the really micro segment, also companies between 1 and 20 employees. Even have customers beyond that, no. But this is our focus, no. We're talking that in Spain, France, or other markets, represents almost 95% of the economy. So the target audience is massive. The main challenge for a company like ours is how do you reach this audience at the speed and the cost that you want, no? So the paid ads channel helped us to make an acquisition machine really quick and reach these customers who are really in the high intent demand part of the funnel. Now we are deploying other channels that are helping us to reach other types of customers. So, for example, the partners channel, we're partnering with accounting firms in one side and agencies in another side. Um, to be able to reach this type of customer who's not really actively looking for something and they're relying this decision into a partner, no, into someone they trust. From there, we are also adding other product virality elements that will help us to reach other customers. So just to put you an example on the possibilities we have, our 9,000 subscribers, they have 1.4 million unique businesses in their contacts in Hold It, which
One
means
point, how
that
many? 1.4?
1.4 million unique businesses, which means that through viral tools, we can reach, and those businesses, most of them, they are potential customers of Hold It. So what we're doing now is to analyze and to develop features that allows us to reach those customers through our existing customers. So under the umbrella of the product virality.
So your 9,000 subscribers, for example, they all have their CRMs connected. What you're saying is you add up all their CRMs, you have potential to reach 1.4 million SMBs.
Exactly.
I see. Interesting. Okay, and so 9,000 customers paying on average $47 per month. What's monthly recurring revenue today?
So we are at almost, I think, $4 million. So doing the conversion, but where
Is
the
that euro or US or USD?
so 3.4 million euros.
3.4 annually?
Yeah, annually ARR.
Okay, got it. So yeah, about $4 million run rate, or about, call it $340,000 a month in MRR. Walk me through the decision to launch this new financial technology product, percent of GMV.
Yeah, sure. So it's as I said, no, there's a big trend on going in this direction. So in the end, with this small business segment, there's a limit on the how much money you can charge them. No, they have limited resources. So, and we don't want to change the game. We don't want to go up in the market. So at some point, you need to find new revenue channels to monetize better your customer base. But in the end, it's also because we believe this is also giving a lot of value to our customers. So in the first stage of this deployment, we're not that thinking that much about making money out of that. but to give more value and to concentrate more actions into the platform. No, as I said, there's already the invoices are already issued in our platform. The invoices are already received into our platform. And what we want is to be also part of the process of the payment, both from the collection and the payment side. So you don't need to leave the platform to do that. And I'll put you an example. So when a traditional SMB, they tend to have at least 2 or more banks. So once you want to pay your employees or you want to pay a bill, you necessarily need to leave the platform, go to one of those banks and initiate the payment by copying all the bank information from the platform. No? So we want to avoid this tough process and be able to do that directly from the platform, directly from the invoice. And actually, you can automate and start programming when you want to pay your bills so giving features that normal banks are not offering today, and that we're going to be much faster in offering those.
Super smart. And if you're doing about 4 million in terms of run rate today, what were you doing exactly a year ago? Do you remember?
Yeah, so a year ago, well, we've closed 2019 at 2 million. So we're 2 million euros. And so this year we're going to do something around 2.2, 2.3x of growth. Which with the COVID, I mean, we're quite happy because of course it was a really weird year.
That's not bad at all. Okay, so you've raised $7 million. When was the last raise?
In April 2019.
And how much was that one for?
5.5 million euros.
And what valuation were you able to raise on?
What was the last valuation?
Yeah.
22 million post money.
22 million post money. Do you feel like that was a fair valuation?
Yeah.
Or you have plans to raise this year?
Well, it's something always an open topic. We're a really cash efficient company, so we still have 60% of the round in the bank. And so in our case, it's not that we need cash to survive. It's just that if we have more cash, we can accelerate our plans. No.
Yep. So 60% of 5.5 million, you still have about 3 million in the bank. No need for cash right now. Growing nicely.
Yeah.
Are you profitable today or burning capital?
We're burning capital, but most of this capital is for user acquisition. So we control a lot the burn, and also as one of the main channels of spend is paid ads is something that you can turn off from one day to another. No, so you can really feel the control of the business.
How much are you burning per month, net burn?
200, 250.
Okay. Not bad. Basically, that's your paid ad spend, like you said. And what's your team size today? How many people?
71 people.
So, and how many engineers?
Around 30.
30. Okay, very good. Any quota carrying sales reps at this low price point or no?
We don't have sales team.
Doesn't work, right?
Well, it was one of the main things we wanted to change, is to make a self-service product, a self-service product that actually is quite wide, no? And so we like to say that it takes minutes to start using it, but it takes a lifetime to become a master.
That's right. Hey, churn's critical in this space, Javi. As we wrap up, what's gross revenue churn per month?
Well, the logo churn, so we don't really track gross churn because we have a lot of movement on expansion and downgrades of people trying new add-ons and so on. But we're quite proud of our logo churn rate. We have an average of 1.5% per month. Working with this smallest business segment is quite good.
And do you expand by more than 18%? So your net revenue retention annually is more than 100%?
Yeah. So our net MRR retention is around 125%.
Oh, that's great. That means expansion is something like almost 42, 43%.
Yeah.
That's great. Last question. On the GMV model, how are you going to monetize that? Are you taking 1%, 2%, 3%? How much are you going to take?
Well, still an open topic. So, for example, in the payment gateway, as we're partnering with Stripe, so they are giving us a revenue share on top of their commission. No, so if they charge 2.8%, and we can get 20-30% commission. No, so we'll be having, I think, something like 0.8 or so, or a little bit less.
So Stripe charges 2%, and you will get 30% of the 2%.
Yeah,
something like that.
8% is what Stripe just from the standard rate.
Yep. Very good. So, I mean, do you anticipate all 4 billion going through this new partnership or no?
Sorry, can you repeat that? Because you freezed a little bit.
You're processing 4 billion in GMV. If Stripe takes 2%, that's 80 million. And if you make 30% of that, that's 24 million in revenue. Is that what your projections look like for this new stream or no?
Yes and no. So we are not that ambitious, and we don't think we're going to be able to capture the 100% GMV through the payment gateway. No. So, for example, when we've done our financial model thinking about the fintech, we've only used the invoices between 0 and 500 or 1,000 euros because we don't believe someone's going to pay an invoice of 10,000 euros with a credit card. No.
Yep.
So actually, and we are going to work a lot on making sure the adoption of this feature is the right one, as this is not something it's going to happen day one. No. So actually, our model is that we do have 4 years to make sure that we're able to capture up to 6% of the GMV, but only on the GMV below 1,000 euros invoices. No. So which, for example, last year out of those 4 billion, we had almost 800 million of invoices between 0 and 1,000 euros. No. So we know when we release this feature, we need to work to make sure people adopts it and people understands it. And, so it's not going to be something from day one, but definitely it just makes a lot of sense. And we've seen other success cases like Wave App that they just live out of this financial service. No.
Yep, very good. Javi, this is good stuff, man. Let's wrap up here with our famous 5. Number 1, favorite business book.
Favorite business what?
Book.
The Hard Things of the Hard Things.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
The CEO of Shopify.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building your company?
For building my company?
Besides Hold It.
I don't know. I don't have lots of them, no. But I would say that today in our company, Slack and Intercom are the 2 main ones.
Number 4, Javi, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
6.
And what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos?
Single.
No kids?
No kids.
And then how old are you?
33.
33. Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Can you repeat that?
What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
It's a hard question, huh? I would say nothing. I mean, if not, I would have changed my career, no? And I think everything you do takes you to where you are, no? So
it's not necessarily a regret. It's not something you would change. Just a piece of information you wish you knew.
Again, I mean, I'm quite happy of everything I did. Even I closed my other company, no, but everything gave me like a really high level of experience on. So I don't like to go to the past and change it. So I would stick on nothing.
Guys, Hold It launched in 2017. It did $2 million in ARR run rate in 2019. Have doubled. They're doing $4 million this year. Just launching a fintech part of their platform where they'll take a percent of GMV throwing through their platform. They processed $4 billion in payments from small businesses last year. They serve over 9,000 small business customers. They're burning about $250,000 per month, but still have more than $3 million cash in the bank. Their last round of $5.5 million in 2019 was at a $22 million post-money valuation. They've raised $7 million total, 71 people on the team, 30 engineers. Churn is incredible in a good way. They have 125% net revenue retention, even in the SMB cohort space. Javi, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com youtube.com/slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.